What's going on, y'all? It's TCG here, back again with another video, and today I have some more card reveals for you. I'm sure you might have already seen these floating around on Twitter, Facebook, even in your Discords and stuff like that. If you're not in my Discord, definitely make sure to go join that. I have a link to that down in the description. We got a whole bunch of great people in there trying to test and build some stuff all the time, so make sure you jump into that. And before I would hop into this, I want to shout out today's sponsor. That's going to be Dueling Guard.
Huh? You still aren't using Dueling Guard? Then you aren't using the best TCG accessories on the market. Dueling Guard makes the highest quality TCG deck boxes with the most stunning artwork I've ever seen. Their modular design allows for easy access to your decks and dice. They don't just make deck boxes, they also make the highest quality binders with side-loading pages to keep your expensive cards safe and protected. They also make high-quality playmats and now even sleeves. I personally use their sleeves on all of my cards and cannot go back to another sleeve after I've been using theirs. They are grippy and slick when you need them to be, and I have no doubts that my cards are protected in them. Gear up with Dueling Guard to protect your cards in style. Don't forget to use code GUMGUMTCG to get a discount at checkout.
Alright, y'all, so we got some new reveals over the weekend, and they're looking pretty good. We don't have too many, but we have maybe like 8, I think. And off the bat, we're starting with new yellow cards. These are gonna go with your Nico Robin leader. If you haven't checked out the video that I made last week talking about the new 09 leaders, definitely check that out. I'll have a link above my head as well as in the description below. One that you should definitely take a look at. They're awesome new leaders, and this is going to go with our new purple yellow Robin leader, and I'm really excited for that leader. I think it's going to be really good. But off the bat, we got Nico Alvia. 1 cost, 0 power, 2000 counter. On play, give up to one of your leader Nico Robins plus 3000 power for the turn. That's really strong, especially considering that this Nico Robin leader has banish. That's what's really strong about this. I mean, we're talking on turn 2, you can hit for 10k. Like if you're going second, you can hit for 11,000 with banish at your opponent's face. Like, that's really strong. It also has a trigger that says if your leader's Nico Robin, draw 3 cards, then discard 2. That's a nice graceful charity, nice little hand cycle. Definitely a really strong card, and I like that this is very heavily leader locked. But yeah, definitely one that can help you push the power threshold of that leader. Definitely a leader that I think is a little scary because banish is just really strong, and having that on a leader basically saying to your opponent, you're going to give me cards from your hand every turn, or that life resource that you use is gone. And yeah, I think that's really strong. It's a great start. And then next we have Dirishishi. Yeah, you can see this all right. Yeah, Dirishishi. It's a yellow event, cost 3. Ohara typing, main, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 2 cards with triggers other than this one, add them to your hand, then return the rest to the bottom of your deck in any order, and the trigger is to draw a card. Pretty good card there. I mean, you just get to search to any cards with trigger. That's really strong, and I mean, that's really good in Arlong. That's also really good in this deck. I think this card has a lot of potential. Very good card. For 3 Dawn, you're adding 2 cards to your hand, and yeah, I like it a lot. I think that's really good. And then, of course, next we have the Jaguar D Sol. Very good card. It is a 3 cost, 5000 power. Ohara, Giants, and Navy typing. It is a blocker, and it has a trigger that says if your leader is Nico Robin, play this card. So just a nice little blocker there. Nothing special, but pretty good. Not too mad about it. And then this is just cool. This is China's treasure rare for OP08. Pretty cool. And then next we have Shanks. This is going to be our new red top end, and I think this is going to make its way into a lot of different red leaders, specifically the new Shanks leader, of course, but I could see this on a lot of different decks. 10 cost, 12,000 power, red, Yonko, red hair pirates, / attribute. All of your opponent's characters have minus 1,000 power. And it has rush. I mentioned this. I swear I mentioned this in the video where I discussed these leaders, where we were going to get a top end that lowers the power of other cards, and really pairs well with that new Shanks leader effect to give minus 1,000 to something when it attacks. Like, this card, when it hits the field, is now asking your opponent for at least 1 Dawn investment on all of their 5k swings. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you get 2 of these on the field, that's really strong. It's so strong. And they both have, it has rush. Like, this card is really, really strong in my opinion. Definitely one you need to watch out for, and definitely will need to pick up a playset of if you're a red player. Really good card. Next we have Sanji. This card's really good too. Like, they did not hold out. Like, they let it all loose. Sanji, purple character, 7 cost, 7,000 power, strike, Straw Hat Cruise, counter 1,000. On play, you may return one or more of your Dawn cards from play to your Dawn deck. This character gains rush for this turn. Then, rest up to one of your opponent's cost 6 or lower characters. Now, when we're talking about Blackbeard being in the room, on plays are a little, kind of make you reconsider the card at first from now on, but this card's crazy. Not only does it get rush on a 7k, 7 drop body, which for decks like Purple Luffy, or just traditional purple decks that ramp really, really fast. Like, I'm thinking mono Purple Luffy. You could drop this usually on like turn 3, and you're talking about a 7k swing that rests a 6 or less on turn 3. This body's not getting removed anytime soon. Like, that's so good, man. Not only is that the good part of this leader effect, this part, I was talking to my brother about this. On play, you may return one or more of your Dawn cards from play to your Dawn deck. This card can also be played in Reiju. Like, not only Reiju, but just other decks. Like, so many other decks. This works well with the new purple-black Luffy leader, where if you return 2 or more Dawn to your Dawn deck, you get 2 back. You can return 2 instead of just 1. If you want to only return 1, you can return 1. Like, this card's so good, so versatile. In Reiju, it can put you lower than your opponent, so the rest of your effects are active. Like, this can make Reiju actually have some kind of game plan against Law now. Because Law would just play under their Dawn and make it so they can't use any of their little bodies. Now they can't really do that. Really, really strong card. I really, really like it. Let me know what you think about these cards down in the comments below. Also, if you like this kind of content, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. It really helps me out a lot. And yeah, let's move on to the next one, because they're not stopping. They're holding out. They're holding no stops. These cards are crazy. Crocodile, blue character, 7 cost, 7k, special, cross guild, former Baroque works, 1,000 counter. On play, play up to 1 character card with the type Cross Guild or with the type including Baroque Works, and a cost of 5 or less from your hand. This is busted. Now, I know what you're thinking. 7 cost, plays a 5 from hand. That's just alright. I mean, what is this, like Inazuma? Or not Inazuma, Ivankov? No. In the Buggy deck, you can play this card on turn 3 for 5 Dawn. That's so strong. I mean, some of the good targets for this are the new Mr. Daz Bones from EB01, the Vanilla Croc from O2, the Impel Down one, and then even in other decks like the Blurple Croc deck, we're talking about Miss Wednesday, Miss All Sunday. I mean, fuck, you could play Mr. 5, I think it is, the blocker one. There's so many options for this, and I mean, in Mono Blue Croc, you could even play Miss All Sunday, the blocker one, to then recycle your Red Rocks and stuff like that. Like, this card is really, really strong, and playing it off a Buggy Leader for 5 Dawn is really good. Playing it in another deck for 7 Dawn and playing a 5 cost body out on the field is also really good. You can play Bon Clay, too, off of this in Blurple Croc. Like, this card's really good, and I really like it. Really has me excited for Buggy, but I'm interested to see what other targets we get for it, because playing a 5 or less is really, really good. Especially, like, putting 2 bodies on the field on turn 3. Say you go first as Buggy. You go 5 Dawn, pitch a card, play this, play another 5/7. That's 2 7k bodies on the field on turn 3. Now, they don't have rush, but next turn you're swinging at least 7/7/5. And you have 7 Dawn to play with. I mean, that's so good. So good for Blue. Blue really needed this kind of tempo, and I think it's looking up for them now. Next, we have Nico Robin. This one's just a rare, but man, this card could have been a super. This card's so good. Yellow character, 6 cost, 6k, Straw Hat Pirates, counter 1,000. On play, if your opponent has 3 or more life cards, trash up to one of the top of your opponent's life. 6 cost, just trashes their top life. That's so good, man. That is so, so strong. Turn 3, we're ripping a life. That's insane. Like, I mean, we're talking about playing against a 4 life leader. You hit them on, like, say, turn 2 for for 9k and they just take it. Turn 3, you drop this and you hit them again for 5. Like, they're already at 2 life and they've given you another card out of hand. Like, it's so good, man. It's so good, especially with the Nico Robin leader being able to go for banish. Like, they're giving you cards out of their hand. Like, this card's so strong. Also has a trigger to play a 3 or less yellow character from your hand. Just any 3 or less yellow character. That's really strong. And this card's generic. You can play this in any yellow deck. That's so stupid good. Really like that card. And then next, the one that people have really been talking about and has been terrorizing my timeline for the past few days, Marshall D. Teach. Now, if you don't know, I'm a huge Blackbeard fan. I love Blackbeard. I think he's an awesome character, super cool, super mysterious, super powerful, and I'm excited to see what else he has for the One Piece story. But I've been waiting on a Blackbeard deck and Blackbeard cards. Like, we have had like 2 Marshall D. Teach cards since this game came out, and this is the big one. This is the one we've been waiting for. Now, if you don't know what the Blackbeard leader does, definitely go check out that video I mentioned down in the description below. Really strong leader. This card's really strong, and I'm thankful that it is leader locked to that leader. Marshall D. Teach, black character, 10 cost, 12k power, special, 4 Emperors, Blackbeard Pirates, blocker. Activate main once per turn. If your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates type, that's so good, so key. If this was not leader locked, this card would terrorize the One Piece card game until it got banned. I still do think this card will terrorize this card game. This card's so good. If your leader has Blackbeard Pirates type, and if this character was played this turn, up to one of your opponent's leader effects are negated for the rest of the turn. Then up to one of your opponent's character's effects are negated until the end of your opponent's next turn. That character can also not attack. So let's just think about this for a minute. The Blackbeard leader says you cannot use your own on-play effects. The wording on this, and also of the Black Kaido from 08, basically this is on play, but just not at the same speed. Like, on play happens instantly. This you do have to activate. However, it gets around the wording of the Blackbeard leader, and it's so good. It basically just says that you can only use this once when you play it, and it has to be that turn. But stopping your leader's effect from activating for the rest of the turn might not seem that good, but I mean, we're talking about leaders that this impacts. We're talking about Nami. They can no longer win the game that turn from milling out. We're talking about Enel. They can no longer heal. And honestly, if you're playing Enel against this deck, you're probably losing anyway, but they can no longer heal with their leader effect. We're talking about the new Shanks. They cannot activate their leader effect to give minus 1,000 on attack. Not happening. We're talking about, there was another one. If you have any others in mind, let me know down in the comments below, but I can't remember the 4th. Anyway, enough talking about it. Then you just get to target another card that they have on the field, and it's negated, and it can't attack next turn. Like, it just locks that card down and says no. So this card's broken, really strong. I'm really happy that it's leader locked, but yeah, definitely a card that you're going to have to watch out for and play around. Very good card. Then we have another one. Like, this card's crazy too. Ben Beckman, red character, 7 cost, 7k, range, red-haired pirates, on play, trash up to one of your opponent's characters with the power of 6k or less. This trashes so good. This gets around Borsellino, this gets around Sabo, this gets around other cards that can't be KO'd. So good. And on 7 Dawn, like, it's a decent stat line. It has a counter too, which I do like. That's not mentioned up here. It has 1,000 counter. Really good card. Definitely happy about this one. And if we're talking about like red purple Luffy, like dropping this like turn 3, that's so good. I mean, it's just so good. And then of course we have reveals of the manga artworks I threw in here just to show what they look like, and I'm super excited. They all look really good. And then we have the Robin as well, and then of course we have the Leem from Odyssey. So yeah, very excited about these new cards, very excited about the potential of these new leaders and these decks. Let me know what you think down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and yeah, hit this video with a like, make sure you're subscribed, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.